go then for Senior X30. Grid up on the screen, it sees Paul Simard leading the way with Zach Ripley alongside Aidan Line and Vishal Patel, and before Jordan Brown and Thomas Fleming on row 3. Martin Auger shares row 4 with Thomas Byrne, with Lucas Ellingham and Louis Diamond on row 5. Jensen Buckingham and Benjamin Watts are on row number 6. Remy Gilbert and Luke Taylor share 7, with Hugo Gilbert and Hector Hurst in 15th and 16th respectively, in front of Benjamin Southgate and Archie Forber. The grid completed by Harry Torpey, Alex Johnston and Tom Ryan. Well, we are good to go racing though in Senior X30. The 3 leaders have managed to make their way round. Everybody else actually sorting themselves out into single file as well as they head up to Christmas Corner. So much so that not everybody's felt the need to migrate to the inside this time.
Yeah, it seems like all the drivers weren't quite packed together as you'd normally see off the race start. As we see down into the first corner there. Oh, and a couple drivers going off in the background. Another driver going up and over. It looks like one of those would have been the 75. It looks like that may have been an issue. Sorry, that might have been the 74, the 76. Didn't quite catch the exact number. Sorry, it was the 73.
Harry Torpey in the 73 having problems on the opening lap. We'll catch a few of the others in a few moments when we come through over timing, because they're going to be about 5 or 6 seconds off the back as well, because there was one other driver who exited stage right to the static camera we've got down there at Ashby's. Fleming then from the second row leads us through the first lap with Ripley and Simard, the top 3, Brown and Line not too far behind.
Yeah, great jump off the line there from Fleming to get himself up in the lead. Up the inside, that's the number 8. You're going for a move up into Christmas. That's very bog standard that you see there. That's going to be Jordan Brown going for the move and gaining himself a position. But going forwards, you can see Fleming still under quite a bit of pressure there from Ripley as they go down. Oh, and I see a little bit of contact there. That looks like that was the number 50. One of the Croc promotion carts there having an issue. That's Jensen Buckingham. Still facing the wrong way, struggling to get that cart going again, and it looks like he may be beached on the runoff on the grass.
Not where you want to be sat either there on the outside of Ashby's, because that's where everybody comes back in, and you don't want to be, you'll be able to see the whites of somebody's eyes if they're heading straight towards you on the exit of that corner. The drivers involved in that first lap incident, I think Benjamin Southgate, Harry Torpey and Martin Auger, they were around 10 seconds behind everybody else when they came over. That's because they went so wide on the cut through here at Inkermans that they were closer to the tyres than they were to the tarmac. First 2 minutes of racing then in the bag. Fleming and Ripley have managed to break away at the front. Brown though is sticking with them. He's lonely though in that 3rd place because Simard and Byrne are currently battling it out over 4th place.
Yeah, a little bit of a slow start here for Lucas Ellingham, obviously the home hero that we see here at Whilton Mill. We've had so many great results from him in the past, and obviously the championship from last time. But saying from that slow start up the inside, that was a very late move there from Ellingham in the second part of the boot there to get himself past line. So Ellingham up into 7th now, but not quite the start. We know that Ellingham goes into these races with such pace. He'll really carve his way through the field, and it looks like that's what he's doing now. Up the inside, what a move there as he pushes the number 25 a little bit wide, and now that leaves him vulnerable to the 49 up the inside. That's going to be Line, and it looks like Simard's going to lose out on 2, maybe even 3, and it looks like it's going to make that 4 up the inside. Oh, and there's contact between the 2 of them.
That's Taylor off, I think, is it?
Yeah, that's Taylor going off, just tangling wheels as they were trying to go 3 wide. Through the downhill left-hander. It's a very tricky corner to get that right, as it's so bumpy. It can throw the car off at many different angles, but 3 wide just does not quite work through there. Fleming still in the lead right now, but oh, that's a big mistake there from Ripley through the second corner. Just drifted a little bit too wide, and because of the high speeds and the high nature of that corner, look at the amount of time that he's just lost from a very small and simple mistake. That gives Fleming more breathing room, which means that he doesn't have as much pressure on his shoulders, but also opens the opportunity and opens the doors to Jordan Brown as he arrives onto the back of him.
Yeah, when you snatch that curb on the inside there, it throws you out, and it throws you out a couple of kart lengths. Often there's a worry then that you can run off into the barrier. We spoke earlier about us running too wide there, and that is it's a very inviting type of barrier on the outside there. If you go wide, it almost sucks you into the outside. So Brown sets a personal best, and now that's because he's got Ripley much closer to him in front than what he had before. We spoke earlier on about being very lonely. Now he's managed to, I think that's Louis Diamond in the right on the back of Byrne, I think, in front. Ellingham, though, not too far behind. And Ellingham's progress, slow, then it picked up. The overtakes, though, on the way through, he's been very forceful. I would say robust is the best way to describe it in there. Less than forceful, certainly robust. If he wants to make the move, he's been making it happen.
Yeah, Ellingham's not one of those drivers that waits for an opportunity. He'll make the opportunity for himself. He's a ruthless driver out there on the car sector, but he's also a fair driver at the same time. He won't go for a move if it's not going to be there. And now arriving onto the back of these two drivers, Ellingham in 6th. He's going to try and make that a 4th as he catches onto the back of Diamond and Bayern.
Fastest lap of the race as well from Ellingham there, joining in. And Louis Diamond knows that he has to make that move now on Byrne. Does so get through. He's not been in a similar place in the previous couple of laps, but knows that he needs to get through.
Yeah, Ellingham had a little bit of a look on the inside there as he tries to get the switchback as they go down into Ashby's. Now we walk all the way down towards Ozier's, a prime overtaking zone. If you get a good run off that corner, you can just launch up the inside. Nothing the other drivers can do. Into the boot will also work for Lucas Ellingham. Can he do it 2 in 1? No, he can't. Tried in the second part of the boot. Had a little look on the inside, but didn't quite manage to find the gap to go for it. But Ellingham, he'll get himself up 1 position, but unfortunately not 2. We
both thought he was going to run that all the way around the outside and down the inside of Louis Diamond. Two drivers that last season that were racing in the same team. This year, Diamond's made a slight move into the Argenti outfit.
Yeah, seems like there may have been an incident that Southgate was involved in. He dropped down a few positions, but someone not dropping any positions is Lucas Ellingham. He's charging his way through the field now, and you can see a little bit of a signal there. As he said, that was a nice move to his competitor, and to signal to work together as they now push forwards in the field. So Ellingham gets himself into 4th as he tries to chase down this top 3, but it's a very large gap that he's going to have to try and bring down. 1.6 seconds in just 1 minute, which is ultimately going to be 2 more laps. I don't think it's going to be possible, even for the likes of Ellingham.
No, I think they may just scrape 3 because the leaders are 3 seconds further down. I think they may come over the line one more time before the time completely elapses. Ellingham does need to try and break free, though, from this battle behind because he doesn't want to get dragged back into it because Johnston's there coming through at a fair rate of knots, and he's now on the back. Forber as well has been dragged in, although Johnston, not for the first time today, has had a track limits warning. He picked one up in a heat earlier on as well.
Yeah, so that's an issue there for Johnston. Maybe he got that track limits warning on his fastest lap as well. If so, that lap will be retracted. Obviously, the lap time will be retracted, not the actual lap off his race pace. But coming around the final part of the boot, Ellingham drifting a lot wider than other drivers. Seems like he's carrying more speed into and through the corner. Head down on the straight. And Johnston, once again, going over those track limits. So he's got to really be careful of that, as he's already gotten one warning. Is he up the inside in the distance? As our camera just pans onto it, that's the number 80 of Brown going up the inside of Ripley. That'll get him 2nd position. Just manages to pull a little bit of breathing room as they go down towards Ashby's, which means that Ripley's not quite able to reply. Fleming in all of this has walked away as soon as Ripley was off the back of Fleming. Fleming got a little bit of breathing room, no pressure on his shoulders, and he's just got on with it, head forwards, and he's gone.
It's going to play really into the hands of Ellingham, this, if these two keep battling, and it's only going to get more intense as we head towards the final lap here at Whilton Mill. Leader comes over the line now. We see that last lap appears at the top. That Ellingham needs Brown and Ripley to battle because he can't reel in 1.3 seconds. Even a driver of the standard of Lucas Ellingham is not going to reel in Brown and Ripley at a rate of 1.3 in 45 seconds here at Whilton Mill.
I don't think Ellingham's really going to be focusing on catching these two drivers in front of him. I think he'll be more focusing on the drivers that are behind him. He's going to have to defend as go through. Ripley pulling up alongside. What a run out the corner there. Around the outside. Manages to get it. Yellow flags as well. So that's going to be a little bit of a comfort shield as they go all the way down into Ozier's. Now into the boot for the final time. It's the last opportunity. If he wants to pull it, Jordan Brown, he's going to have to switch in. Is he going to be able to get the switch back through the second part of the boot? It looks like Ripley's going to be able to hold on to it. An opportunistic move out of Ashby's. And across the line, Fleming will take the win. But the battle we've all been focused on, it's going to be Ripley across the line from Brown. Very close between those two on the final lap. And Ellingham with a recovery drive to get himself 4th.
Johnston then gets 5th place, despite them track limit issues. The yellow flag's out there stationary because I think we have had an off up at Christmas corner. Diamond, Byrne, Forber, Gilbert and Patel complete the top 10. We're still racing then in the background. You can see the yellow flags out further on, although they will have them out anyway to slow down, but we saw a yellow flag out. There is a marshal's post on that run up into Christmas corner on the inside there, where we often see a stationary before the waved yellow. So looks like we might have had 1 or 2 off, and Benjamin Southgate on that final lap didn't actually take the checkered flag and drop 3 places, so it could well be him with a problem up there.